Good evening, sir, and welcome to the Economic Times Awards, and also congratulations in advance on your award. Very few would remember, and I don't know if Sir himself would, but when you came into politics, he brought something new. He brought a trend, which is, I will win elections on performance. No old equations here and there, but plain performance-based delivery, and that will win me elections. I think a lot of people have followed your model after that. And today, when we look at investments coming to Andhra Pradesh, one must say you've caused tremors, if not earthquakes, in other states. As you've pulled in Google, you've pulled in green steel into Andhra. So my question is, what makes Chandrababu Naidu tick for Andhra Pradesh, and what are you doing in terms of a vision so that these people are attracted to Andhra so soon, so fast?
Thank you for your kind words. You are aware always, I want to do something bigger thing. I am fortunate I became CM after economic reforms. I was in politics for the last 4.5 decades. I have seen India pre-economic reforms and post-economic reforms. First time, 1995, I became Chief Minister. I prepared Vision 2020 for Andhra Pradesh. That is the achievement of Hyderabad today. That is the outcome. Now our Honorable Prime Minister is preparing Vikasit Bharat 2047. We are preparing now Vision 2047, that is Swarna Andhra Pradesh. I am very confident Andhra will be, today we are having so many problems, Andhra will be number one state in the country. India will be number one. I am confident number one. We have to make it. That is possible only through Narendra Modi ji. This is going to happen. That is the aspiration I am working. When I started, all of you are aware here, mid-90s, IT revolution, internet innovation. Today, we are in an inspiring time. Data center, artificial intelligence, quantum. We are all talking about Silicon Valley, that is in America. Now, future is, we are going to talk about Quantum Valley, that is in India, that is Amaravati. That is going to happen in the near future.
Sir, we all are now consumed by the conflict in West Asia and the impact it is happening on the world economy, also on India in a big way. I'm sure Andhra Pradesh also must be feeling the heat. But people say that Chandrababu Naidu has the answer for India's future energy solutions. You have some big plans from nuclear, solar, wind, and I'm wondering how the costing of it is working out. Could you share with us some thoughts?
No, majority are here. They are already in advanced stage also. First time in India, I brought power sector reforms, that is late 90s. By 2004, I was able to achieve power surplus because of the reforms. And also regulatory commission, first of its kind, we set up at the time. With all this very, very creative and positive and also futuristic, I lost election in 2004. But country gained momentum in power sector. Again, 2014, we pushed about solar energy, all renewable energy. Today, I am in a position to push further green energy, either solar, wind, pumped storage, and battery, all solutions. If we can do this, India will be number one in the future on energy sector. As you rightly mentioned recently, we are all measuring diesel is different, petrol is different, gas is different, and power also thermal, all these things. Ultimately, we need energy to run anything, either factory or vehicle or lighting for everything. Now that is where I am working, cost-effective energy sector.
India can be less dependent on West Asia, on the
Then
Gulf.
automatically our Honorable Prime Minister has announced 500 gigawatts green energy by 2030. In that, Andhra Pradesh is going to contribute 160 gigawatts from Andhra Pradesh. Take it for granted. Already we are able to achieve nearly 90 gigawatts. That is the speed we are moving forward. Future is totally green energy. Earlier, I don't know where I am getting power. Today, I can generate power on my rooftop, in my field, and also I can use power. Any shortage, government can give through grid. That is where I am working. Prosumer concept, not only domestic. Tomorrow, India is going to export power, electricity, that is not far away, through green hydrogen and also green ammonia, various kinds of energy.
So, but will this mean more technology collaboration with China, because there is the other problem there?
Earlier, yes, even to have panel, we had to depend on them. Today, we are also moving in that direction. End-to-end solutions, we are able to achieve it. And in Andhra Pradesh, all equipment, even solar panels, everything our people are manufacturing. And also next step, we are going green ammonia. That is also coming in the near future. I am assuring you, Andhra Pradesh will be, because of this, I am fortunate. We are very strong in green energy. Google has come. After economic reforms, highest FDI, 15 billion US dollars they are investing in Visakhapatnam. Day after tomorrow, I am laying the foundation, data center and also AI. So after this, today SIPC we cleared Reliance 1 gigawatt. So many people are coming now. Now I am restricting up to 5 gigawatts. Otherwise, beyond that, I cannot supply power.
You know, back in the days when Andhra was united, we used to travel through Hyderabad, people used to say, the Nizam built Hyderabad, the Britishers built the second city, Sikandrabad, and then Chandrababu Naidu built Cyberabad. Today you are on to another project to build another city, Amravati. Where do you see yourself? You know, I see a lot of work coming, a lot of support also from the central government. What's the road ahead?
No, I am very happy. Most of you have visited Hyderabad. We had two cities, twin cities, Hyderabad, Sikandrabad. Then I added one more city, that is Cyberabad. Today, after that, outer ring road 165 kilometers and best airport, and also we laid strong foundation for knowledge economy. Today I am proud to say Hyderabad is the best livable city, and Telangana is having highest per capita income. That is how we build that city. God has given me one more opportunity to build another city, that is Amravati. You are all aware, in our mythology, God's capital is Amravati. This is people's capital, Amravati. I am assuring you, anybody wanted to live more lifespan, come and settle in Amravati. That is the future city, green and also blue and also total green energy and also net zero concept. That is how we are building. Hyderabad plus is Amravati. Center is also cooperating. We are going to build one of the best futuristic city, that is Amravati.
So while you talk about the performance and the way your delivery has actually resulted in votes, but you've also lost elections in the process. When you look at the freebies culture and what it has done to Andhra Pradesh economy, and you are now trying to fix it, do you still believe that somewhere just along with performance, these freebies have become a necessary part of your fiscal condition?
Always I am saying only one thing. One has to create wealth through reform. Then only we can give welfare. Without creating wealth, you cannot generate revenue, you cannot sustain the overall economy. This is where I am arguing. As you rightly mentioned, elections we are winning, but if you do properly, if you lose one election, again you will win subsequent election because of our credibility. Exactly, Andhra Pradesh, all of are here. Now, what type of society we wanted to see in future? Only billionaires, millionaires, or better living standards for everybody? That is where I am working now. P4, P3 is public-private partnership. I am adding one more P, public-private people's partnership. There is a CSR. We are having capacity also. Even I born in a small way. Even our Honorable Prime Minister is always saying, he born in a small way. But he has given direction for the nation. And also I can say proudly, right time, right leader, right place. That is Narendra Modi ji, best performer and also reformer for this great country. So what I am suggesting all of you, it is our responsibility to uplift society. Ultimately, we have to reduce the inequalities between haves and have-nots. Every family should have better living standards, but not only creating wealth, but at the same time, you have to bridge the gap. That is where P4, I made it MBK, Margadarshi Bangaru Kutumbam, 10-20, top 10%, bottom 20% we have to adopt, short term, medium term, long term. You have to invest some time, management techniques, everything. Ultimately, we have to build overall empowerment of that family. That is where we are working. So far, 1 lakh Margadarshis, 10 lakh Bangaru Kutumbams we adopted. This will be a game changer. It is going to help in a big way for society upliftment.
So in that context, were you genuinely unhappy when the women's bill was defeated? And but at the same time, we were quite confused because you supported the bill, but many other southern states, for the fear of delimitation, population issues, did not. How did you process the thought and the vote for your party?
No, this is a very important issue. Gender equity and empowering women is very, very important. What Government of India has done, right thing. Even around 2001, Vajpayee ji has brought Reorganization Act by keeping 1971 census. And also this is not the new approach. In 1996, first time Devagowda brought women reservations. At that time I was a United Front convener. Congress party didn't support. After that, BJP, Vajpayee ji, NDA government, 3 times he brought it. He was unable to push it. 2010, UPA brought reform for the women reservation. BJP supported in Rajya Sabha. Now 2023, all parties supported unanimously women reservations. Today, why they are opposing, I am unable to understand. PM has announced, Amit Shah has announced very clearly, 50% enhancement of seats for every state uniformly. Andhra Pradesh, I am having 25. 13 seats will increase. UP will have 80. 40 seats will enhance. Tamil Nadu is having 39. 20 seats will increase. What is the problem? I am unable to understand. Even South and North, uniformly same proportion, it will increase seats. Now, men also will be very happy. Number of seats are increasing. Women are getting 33%. This is only the way, best solution for the nation to get women reservations. According to me, unnecessarily they are making this issue. Anyway, all women, here you are seeing, I am very happy. Most of them are women. I am proud. In politics, less women are participating even today.
So it's an opportunity lost?
It cannot be. If all women will decide, then 2/3 will come automatically in parliament. Those who are supporting for women, automatically bill will be passed. I am telling you.
So you have had the opportunity to work with various governments. You worked with Vajpayee ji, you worked also with United Front, so many prime ministers. Prime ministers have looked up to you. And today you're working with Modi, you shower so much praise, but would you dare to compare what makes him different, or what is, if you were to compare your experiences with other prime ministers?
I have seen so many prime ministers. I have seen industrialists also. Today you are giving award for me. Not today, long back they have given me same award, 25, 30 years back. Regularly I am going to Davos, not once. Even now I am going to Davos. This is where I wanted to meet investors, promote investment, encourage entrepreneurs, then only it is possible. Now earlier I have seen prime ministers, and also I have worked with presidents of India. Now I am seeing a prime minister. The present prime minister is very, very well versed with all developments. Technology is very strong. He is a strong reformer and also performer. Even earlier I used to claim I am doing better. Now I am openly saying our prime minister is better than me. He is always very, very progressive. He is bringing so many reforms in administration also. Everywhere there is one cabinet secretary nominated. Each state they are sending one secretary as a nodal officer. How to simplify the procedures. Even how to make government pro-investment. It is not favoring investors. If you can do that, simplification everything, and automatically investment will come, business will take place, wealth will be created, economy will be improved, then poverty we can eradicate. That is where he is working. We are very happy.
Thank you so much, sir. And please also, I would like to take the opportunity to welcome the Honorable Finance Minister, Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, who joined us. And so without wasting much time, my last question, and absolutely last question, is you are doing a reverse thinking on population policy. Where does this head?
No, this is very important issue for all of us. 3 decades back, I started population control, family planning. I motivated people, we have done successfully. Within 10 years' time, we are able to achieve our goal. Now, South India, we are having a problem, not only India. So many countries are facing the problem of population, aging problem, and also declining population. Even China, you are watching, very fast declining population because one-child norm. Now I am promoting population management. Every couple should have 2 children minimum. Earlier I used to promote 1 is good, 2 is okay, 3 is not correct. Now I am promoting 2 minimum, 3 and more, it is welcome. That is how I am promoting. There is a conflict between wealth and also population. Whenever you are getting more money, we are all become selfish. To run a industry is very easy. To create an industry is very easy, rather than to build a child and also nurture him. That is biggest problem we are facing. In my state, I am seeing 1.5 fertility rate, replacement 2.1, even India is 1.9 now. Same thing, if you continue up to 2047, India will have an advantage, that is young India. After that, same scenario we will face. Ultimately, we are going to work only for machines. Anyway, robotics, everything is coming. Work will be done. But ultimately, in future, those who are having more population, they will be more prosperous and also they will be more strong. This is where I am promoting now. Next month, I am going to start this program. How best I have to do it, I have to work it out. I am appealing total Indians. After I started, so many people are coming forward and also they are talking. But it is very difficult task. I am aware of that. But there is no other way. That is where I am promoting population management.
On that note and goal, so thank you so much
You have
for
to
the
promote.
convers-
All of you have to promote.
On that note, thank you for the wonderful conversation, and let's leave the dais for the Honorable Finance Minister.